Hello, learners. Welcome to your learning hub, The Learning Loop. I am Swati Sharma, and this is the very first video of my channel and the very first video of my beginner friendly Python course series. So, I have created this channel to share my learning experience and knowledge in data analysis, data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And if you are somebody who is curious about this field or you want to pursue career in these fields, this channel and this course could be a good start. And you do not need any prior technical or coding experience as we will be diving into the basics of Python. So, in the very first video today, we will be covering just the overview of Python, like the brief history of Python, what are the features of Python, why Python is so popular among the experienced and the beginners both, and some real world examples of Python. I just want to keep it high level, and from the next video we will start installing Python on our PCs. So without a further ado, let's dive in. Let's quickly dive into the basics of Python. I have not covered too much in this particular course. I have just covered the basic history of Python, the evolution of code, the major milestones during the whole evolution of Python language, what all versions were there, what were the major milestones as per what I think are major milestones. I have covered that. Then I have covered the features and the key advantages of Python, like why you should choose Python or why Python is so popular among beginners and professionals both. And then we will also go over some real world examples of Python. All right, so let's go by who created Python. Guido van Rossum was the creator of Python, and the very first version of Python was released in 1991. Python is actually a successor language of ABC programming language. So Guido van Rossum actually started working on Python in 1989, and in mid 1980s he was working on ABC programming language, and he found some issues in this ABC programming language, and in 1989 he decided to start the development of his own language, that's Python. And in 1991, he actually released the first version of his language, Python. To share a fun fact, Python is actually named after a BBC TV show, Monty Python's Flying Circus. I always thought it was actually named after a snake, but that's not the case. It was actually named after a BBC TV show, Monty Python's Flying Circus. All right, let's go over the brief history of releases of Python and understand how Python has evolved over the years. As I've already shared, in 1991, the very first version of Python was released, that's 0.9.0. I'd also like to share that in the year 1994, Python version 1 was released, and in the year 2000, Python version 2 was released. In the year 2000, something called as PEP8 style guide was released, which was written by Guido van Rossum along with, I believe, 2 other developers. They published a style guide sharing the best practices on how you should write the code. What should be the rules or the conventions when you are writing a code. I will share the best practices while we move forward in this particular course on what are the best practices of how to write a code, how the code layout is expected, so that you can follow that. But I don't want to dive too deep into it right now. So you understand that PEP8 was the official style guide that was released in 2003. Moving forward is the year 2008, we have Python version 3.0 release. Now that's one of the most important releases, 3.0, because that's the first release that's backward incompatible. So when I say backward incompatible, what I really mean is that any code that you have written in the version 2, right? You have Python version 2 and you followed all the rules and the conventions that's there in the Python 4.2, or the syntaxes that you have in Python 4.2 will not run in version 3, because there were a lot of changes done in the version 3 in regards to syntax, in regards to the feature names. A lot of changes were done. So if you have written anything in the version 2, will not run in version 3, which means if you have any code written in version 2 and you are upgrading to version 3, you have to make sure that you are making the changes to the code accordingly so that you are able to run the same code in version 3. And in year 2020, Python version reached its official end of life, which means the developers would not support any kind of bug fixes or any further releases would be done for version 2, and that also kind of marked as the completion of migrating to version 3 officially, or transition to version 3 officially. As of now, at this point in time in 2025, when we are recording this, the official latest version of Python is Python version 3.13. Let's go over why Python is so popular among both beginners and professionals, what are the features, and why you should choose Python. The first feature or functionality of Python which makes it so popular is that it is very easy to learn or very easy to understand. The syntax of Python is very, very easy to grab. It is like you're writing a plain English. It's not very complex syntax, and it is very easy to learn and understand the syntax. The next one is the versatility, which means it is supported across multiple platforms. And let's say if you write a code in Windows or on Windows machine, and you want to run the same code or same file on Mac machine, you don't have to make any changes. You take the same file and start running on the Mac machine, and it will run without any issues, which also makes it quite popular among both kind of developers, be it professional, be it beginners. The next one is strong community. Let's understand what makes Python have a very strong community. Obviously, it's free and open source language, which means that Python is free of cost and is available to public without any money involved, or you need not to pay anything to start using Python. So it's free to public, anyone can come and download Python and start using it, and it is open source, which means that the code is also, or the source code is also open to public. You can just download or have access to the source code, and if you want to add your features or add your bug fixes, you can do that, have access to the source code and maybe submit it to official Python org or community. They will review it. Once they approve it, it can be embedded in Python. Along with that, because it's open source, it also have extensive libraries, because many developers go and code libraries. So let's understand what is a library first. So library is a collection of modules, and modules is further a collection of functions. Now these functions, or this is like a collection of codes that is written, and instead of if you want to perform certain certain function or you want to use certain functionality, rather than going and writing the whole function, you can just get the library imported and start using that function directly without the need to write the code, because it's open source. Anyone can come and submit their library and then you can start using it. You just have to install the library on your Python and you can start using it. If to give you a short example, for example, if you have, let's say, if you want to have arithmetic operations done and you want that all arithmetic operations are done in one go, so maybe there are two ways to do it. You write a function or you write a code to do that, or let's say somebody has already created a library saying arithmetic functions. You just import that to the memory, right? And then you start calling it in the code and you can directly use that. Rather than writing this function, you just use this particular library which you have just imported or just called in the memory, and then you're calling it to the code. Now, we will dive more deep into it as we move forward, but that's how the libraries are used. So that's what makes it very popular, because of the extensive libraries and support that we have, because it's free and open source, it's easy to learn, and the versatility across different platforms. Now, the next we would see is the applications or the real world examples of Python, on how Python is being used in different areas. The first one is the web development, which means you can build web apps using Python. One of the very famous example I would give who uses Python for their web development is Instagram. They uses the very famous library that's Django for their web development, or to handle their web app. The next is data science, which is where you can analyze and visualize the data using pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. All these are the libraries that we will learn about as we move forward in Python. But yes, Python is widely used in data science, and it is also used in AI and machine learning to develop intelligent systems. To give you an example, Netflix and Google uses AI and machine learning aspects of Python. Netflix actually uses Python for their recommender systems, where they recommend users with the shows that they should be watching on the basis of the history of the shows that they have watched. To highlight few more applications of Python, Python is also used in game development. And if I give you an example of the very famous game, that's Battlefield, which is similar to PUBG and Call of Duty, more or less similar to that kind of game. So it is Battlefield uses Python for the game development. You can also use Python for automation and scripting. For example, you want to automate some repetitive tasks and system administration. You can do that. You don't have to sit and do that every day. You just create a Python or write Python code, enable it, and it would do that repetitive task in few seconds. Python is also used in scientific computing. If you want to perform some complex calculations or simulations, there are special libraries for that you can use and perform some scientific computing as well. All right, I would keep it very high level today and would not go more deep into it. So just to go over what we learned today. We are now aware that Guido van Rossum is the creator of Python. We also know how the Python language has evolved over the years, what has been major milestones. We are aware why it is so famous among both beginners and the professional developers. And we also saw some real-world examples of Python. Now, in the upcoming videos, we will learn the installation of Python, where I will go to official Python org and install Python on my system. Then we will see what is an IDE and why it is so famous, or why we need IDE for coding or for Python. And in the third video, we will actually set up or install Python with Anaconda. All right, that's it for today. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Stay connected, stay tuned. I'll see you guys in next video. Till then, happy coding.